In the shadowed underbelly of Milan, where whispers of power echoed through marble halls and secrets festered like untreated wounds, a single overheard phone call shattered a world built on fragile trust. Welcome, dear viewers, to this gripping tale of love, betrayal, and the dark allure of forbidden desires. Sit back as I weave a story inspired by real-life heartache, where loyalty crumbles under the weight of passion. Let's dive in. My name is Aisha, and 4 years ago, my life transformed from the dusty streets of Lagos to the opulent glow of Italy's fashion capital. I was 26 then, fresh-faced with dreams as vast as the Atlantic that separated me from home, deep brown skin that gleamed under the Nigerian sun, naturally curly hair that bounced with every step, and curves that turned heads. I was a force, full of ambition and fire. That's when I met Luca Rossi, the enigmatic CEO of Rossi Enterprises, a sprawling empire that masked his true identity as the head of one of Milan's most powerful mafia families. He was tall, impossibly handsome, with a sharp jawline that could cut glass, and a muscular build honed from years of discipline and danger. His eyes, dark and piercing, locked onto mine at a business conference in Abuja, and from that moment I was ensnared. Luca swept me off my feet with promises of a new life. He was a millionaire many times over, his wealth built on legitimate ventures like luxury real estate and high-end imports. But I soon learned the shadows, underground dealings, rival families, and a code of silence that bound everyone around him. He brought me to Italy on a private jet, marrying me in a lavish ceremony overlooking Lake Como. "You're my queen now, Aisha," he'd whisper, his hands tracing my curves as we tangled in silk sheets. Life was a whirlwind, designer gowns, exclusive parties, and a penthouse that screamed power. But beneath it all, I missed the warmth of home, the unbreakable bonds of friendship. That's where Zara came in. My childhood best friend from Nigeria. We'd grown up together in the bustling markets of Lagos, sharing secrets, laughter, and dreams of escaping poverty. Like me, she was 30 now, but looked eternally 20. Deep brown skin that radiated health, naturally curly hair she wore in wild, untamed waves, and curves that made her a natural beauty. We'd been inseparable since primary school, supporting each other through heartbreaks and hardships. After Luca and I settled in Milan, I couldn't bear the loneliness. I processed her papers, pulling strings through Luca's connections to bring her over. "Come live with us, Sarah," I begged over video calls. "Italy's amazing. You'll love it here." She arrived 6 months ago, wide-eyed and grateful, stepping into our world like a long-lost sister. At first it was perfect. Zara moved into the guest wing of our villa, and we spent days exploring Milan's Duomo, sipping espresso in hidden cafes and reminiscing about old times. Luca was charming as ever, treating her like family. "Any friend of Aisha's is mine," he'd say, with that disarming smile, his muscular arms wrapping around me possessively. But I noticed the glances, the way his eyes lingered on Zara's curls, the subtle curve of her hips. I brushed it off as paranoia. After all, Luca was mine, bound by vows and the mafia's unyielding honor code. The cracks appeared slowly. Late-night business meetings that stretched into dawn. Zara's sudden interest in Luca's world, asking questions about his operations that felt too probing. I'd catch them laughing in the kitchen, her hand brushing his arm, his voice dropping to that low, seductive timbre he reserved for me. One evening, as I returned early from a charity gala, I heard murmurs from the study. Peeking through the cracked door, my heart plummeted. Luca had Zara pinned against the desk, his sharp jawline buried in her neck, her curly hair spilling over his shoulders as she arched into him. Their bodies moved in a rhythm that screamed intimacy, her curves pressed against his muscular frame. "I've wanted this since you arrived," he growled, his hands exploring her deep brown skin with a hunger I'd thought was only for me. Betrayal hit like a bullet. They didn't see me. I slipped away, tears blurring my vision. How long? Why her? Zara, my sister in all but blood, the one who'd held me through my parents' death, now stealing the man who'd given me everything. I confronted them separately that night. Zara first in her room, where she sat with mascara-streaked cheeks. "Aisha, it just happened," she sobbed. He's so powerful, so intense. I tried to resist, but the way he looks at me, like I'm the only one. Her excuses rang hollow. Jealousy? Loneliness? It didn't matter. We'd shared everything, but this crossed an unforgivable line. Luca was next in our bedroom, where he paced like a caged lion. "It's nothing, amore," he insisted, his tall frame towering over me. "A mistake. The stress of the family business. Rival gangs pressing in. Deals going south. Zara, she reminded me of you. That fire from Nigeria." But his eyes betrayed him. There was no remorse. Only the cold calculation of a mafia boss used to taking what he wanted. "You're my wife," he added, pulling me close, his muscles tense under my touch. "This changes nothing." Everything changed. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. The villa, once a sanctuary, felt like a prison. I delved into Luca's world deeper, using my access to his files to uncover more. Turns out, the affair started weeks after Zara's arrival. A stolen kiss in the wine cellar, escalating to secret rendezvous in his downtown office. Zara had confided in me about her crush, but I laughed it off. Now it mocked me. As a mafia wife, I knew the rules. Silence, loyalty, or face consequences. But I was Nigerian, resilient, unbreakable. I plotted in the shadows, just like Luca taught me. One night, during a high-stakes meeting with rival families, I made my move. Luca was hosting at our villa, the air thick with cigar smoke and tension. Zara hovered nearby, her curves accentuated in a red dress that screamed seduction. I slipped an anonymous tip to a trusted ally in a competing clan. Details of Luca's affair. Photos I'd snapped in secret. Chaos erupted. Accusations of disloyalty, fists flying. In the mafia, personal betrayals weakened empires. And Luca's rivals pounced. In the aftermath, Luca confronted me, his sharp jawline clenched in fury. "You did this," he roared. But I stood tall, my curly hair framing a face of steel. "You betrayed me first," I shot back. Zara fled back to Nigeria that week, our friendship shattered like glass. Luca and I, we existed in a cold truce. Divorce wasn't an option in his world, but trust was gone. Months later, I rebuilt. I launched my own venture, a fashion line, blending Nigerian prints with Italian elegance, using Luca's money, but my vision. At 30, looking 20, I walked runways with poise, my deep brown skin and curves a symbol of strength. Luca watched from afar, his muscular build a reminder of what was, but I was free in my heart. And so, dear viewers, ends this saga of passion's perilous path. Betrayal cuts deep, but from its wounds we rise stronger. Goodbye for now, until the next tale unfolds.